Hello everyone and welcome to the Decks of the Weekend, my weekly video where I talk about the formats I like the most and just what happened in those formats in the weekend. Let's begin with Modern. Let's always begin with Modern. This weekend I'll go to Four Seasons. I'll play Modern only on Friday in the team event, and I still actually have to decide whether I want to play Murktide or something with the new cards because the new set Wilds Will Drain will be legal this weekend in real life. Not online yet because the set comes out the weekend after, but this weekend this is the pre-release, so cards will already be legal. Even in the Star City game in America. The deck we have in front of me is Grixis Control. Notoriously a not very good deck, but Guillaume Ofotapa did it again, and after the last week doing well with Blue Red Control, now came second in a challenge with Grixis Control, splashing black, or I don't know, splashing red, I guess, for Flame of Honor and Bolt, splashing black for Orcish Bowmaster, Shield Radidic, and Fatal Push, and then 1 million islands for the Counterspell Archmage Charm Snapcaster Mage deck. Uh, this is the second time I play a deck like this, and I'm always very impressed by Snapcaster Mage, a card that you might think it's bad in a world where Orcish Bowmaster just pings it, but the Snapcaster Mage Flame of Honor play actually comes up a lot because you just draw a lot of cards in the game along, so you just set it up. And whenever that happens, just kill a creature, draw two. It's super impactful, and then like this card advantage flow will let you do it again. This is a very, very much Wafotapa deck. He has 3 Memory Deluge, 3 Shark Typhoon. I think that's too much. Like today, I played this deck in a league, and I felt like I died with many cards in the end often again. The deck is very skill intensive, so it might have been me, not playing 100%, whereas Waffle would. But it must be said that I did defeat Scam with the Memory Deluge and like all this card advantage that you see in this deck. So this deck is probably good against the fair decks and bad against the unfair decks is my assessment. But yeah, like control deck is taking this different route. Again, no more blue-white control. I'm not seeing that anymore. For color control is still there and will probably be even a little bit more with the up to the beanstalk. But so far, Wafutapa is doing very well with Grixis control or just Flame of Honor builds of these strategy. The sideboard has some cards that also are very typical of Guillaume, which are Cleansing Wildfire. Cleansing Wildfire is a card that we see a lot of in Pauper because it kills the indestructible land you just ramp and draw, but you use it here to destroy actually important lands like Urza Saga, for example. Unclear whether you would play this over a Pine Moon, but Whatever loves drawing cards, so I guess that's the reason for it. Let's go down to Legacy. This weekend there was the MOX, the MOCS. That's the flagship tournament of Magic Online, the one where the winner of the cube and the winner of the constructed portion go to Worlds, and it was won by Lukas Yakovsky from Czech Republic. He played Reanimator. The tournament was 3 rounds cube, which was won by Sebastian Pozzo, and 3 rounds Reanimator. Legacy, which was won by. And then the final between the two, and the final was Reanimator versus Lens by Sebastian, and Reanimator won. That's definitely a good matchup for this deck, which preys on the like known force of will decks. Lens has some tools like crop rotation and endurance, but it is not too difficult for this deck to fight through it with 4 Grief and 4 Unmask. The deck list is very much tuned, I want to say. Like these days, these are the slots you see. Reanimate is kind of everywhere. Probably is like the best card in Legacy right now. There's Reanimate Grief is everywhere. The full 8 deck list were all different archetypes. There was my blue-black scam as well as that Shadow and the every other classic Legacy archetype you can see. So it's nice to see that much diversity in a format like that. But outside of that, this is one of the most unfair deck that you can play. Of course, it's Legacy, so it can't be cheap. But outside of the 4 dual lands, the rest of the deck isn't as expensive as other strategies. But overall, you can see only 2 Griselbrand. This is mostly because of Orcish Bowmaster. Now people are moving away from Griselbrand and playing Atraxa and Archon of Cruelty. as well as the one of Sarah of Insanity, which, on turn one on the play, can discard your opponent whole end, leaving you with a 6/4 in play. A card that we haven't seen in a while, but, it was nice to see. Cyborg has a bunch of B plan. You have Orcish Master, Dotty Void Walker, even one Magus of the Moon, a lot of anti ley line and things like that with Serenity and Wear Tear, but overall, again, this is pretty stock as a Reanimator goes. Let's talk about Pauper. There was the Mana Trader series. There were a lot of Cryptic Serpent decks, but I think that the one that stood out the most, and also the one that ended up winning, is this Bent Gates by Tullio Giaudi. And yeah, this is so wild. So I love this deck. I actually featured it a couple of times in my decks of the weekend lately because it also won the MOCS. So the MOCS popper. So the most two important popper events lately are kind of being won by Blue White Gates and now Band Gates. We're splashing for Open the Gates. Usually you see the red splash for something like Casting the Fire, but here we have Open the Gates, and it's so weird to me to splash for a fixer, but this is not actually a fixer. Like in Limited, you would use this to pick up your Missing Caller. In Pauper, you use it to pick up your Basilisk Gate to make sure that you have as many threats as possible. Then you have Sacred Cat, you have Squadron Hawk. So a lot of wind outside. What I was saying? Oh yeah, Sacred Cat, Squadron Hawk, Inspiring Overseer. And there's a card that it's the first time I see it, but I actually find it very interesting, and maybe this card should be more played in Pauper. It's Planar Disruption. It says enchant artifact, creature or planeswalker, and they can't attack, block, or activate ability. And actually, if you put this on a bridge, a land, they can't tap it. So it's like a Stone Rain. And that is no joke when it comes to just like 2 mana Stone Rain. As well as, of course, it's also a removal spell for Tolerant Terror if you pay two, the 6/5, the Gurman Gangler, and so on. So it might be possible that this is better than Journey to Nowhere overall. And I don't know if it was Tulio who found this out or if this was already a thing, but this is the first time for me to see it. A couple of Dispel. The sideboard has Aerial Volley, another card that I actually haven't seen it. When I was playing Naya Gates, I had the Twin Silk Spider, but this is maybe even better against fairies. It's basically cast into fire, but it even deals one more and it costs one less. So, again, another very sweet card that I have not seen a lot around. Spreading Seas for the Mirror. Very cool, very cool. Saruli. Even a Black Splash for Arms of the Dark, because once you play 10 gates, you can just. And also open the gates is like you paid 14. And then you have Lawrence Revealed, which is another card that is very popular in Legacy these days, letting you just being a land in the early game, a draw 3 in the late game, in decks like Tolerant Terror, it even discounts for that, so it's very good there. Yeah, that's gonna be it for my deck of the weekend. We're gonna record the podcast tomorrow, so the competitive magic with the carnies. We're gonna try to talk about a little bit more about Legacy because I think that's from a super sweet, and we haven't talked about that in a while with Javier. And then this weekend is Four Seasons, so I'm going to be playing. I'm going to compete all 3 days. On Friday, I have the team event. I'll be the modern seat. On Saturday, I have the European Legacy Masters. That is an event I qualified to through the Italian Player of the Year Legacy Leaderboard by mostly by winning the PTQ, the Legacy PTQ a while back. We have then on Sunday I'll have the Legacy main event. My deck of choice is the Blue Black Scam that you have seen plenty of times, and if you haven't, you can check it on my YouTube channel. Uh, Thank you for watching. Again, let me know if you like this video, and if you have and you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, remember to do so. Have a good week.